All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of barbecue, Lone Stars and Longhorns, this is All In Colts, presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. We are about a quarter of the way through the season, so we are going to take a look at what we've learned about the Colts so far and what we think will happen the remainder of the season. So, let's go All In Colts.
I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam. We are the Unstable Blues, happy to present All In Colts as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network.
Yeah, this is a full Colts Corner episode, but here's the Colts Corner bulletin inside of the Colts Corner episode.
All right.
Tom Pelissero, right? Pelissero?
Yeah, that's right.
From the NFL Network reported that Jonathan Taylor has a mild high ankle sprain, and Anthony Richardson is a day-to-day with an abdominal and oblique strain. Sorry, that was hard to say.
Yep, not abominable. It's the abdominal.
Yep.
See, I messed
abdominal,
it up too.
Something.
Abdominal. He's got an ab and an oblique. Not a hip. Not a hip like we thought.
Mm-hmm. High ankle sprain could be a problem though.
It's mild though. It's mild.
Yeah, but like mild,
I know.
It's still a high ankle sprain,
and it can be pesky.
That's sometimes worse than a broken ankle.
Yeah. So. We didn't talk about this yesterday. Superstition update.
Okay, I already know where you're going with this.
What did you wear during the Colts win over the Steelers? We need to know because
I tried it out. I wore some Colts pants, and they won. Pants. But here's the thing: Anthony Richardson got hurt. So yes, my theory was originally if I'm in person, they get hurt. But I'd only gone in person one time, so I didn't know if that was actually a thing or not. So
you've been in person many times.
Since the superstition was a thing, I've only been once. And a lot of the time I was wearing whenever I was a little kid, I was wearing an Andrew Luck jersey. How many times did he get hurt? Are we going to blame me because of all those injuries? Are we going to blame me because he retired early?
I don't buy into this at all, and so no, I'm not going to blame you. If I'm going to feed your superstition
until proven otherwise.
If I'm going to feed your superstition, because like you said, you weren't going to wear anything, and then if they lost, then it was disproved. But your superstition doesn't have anything to do with you not wearing something; it has everything to do with you wearing something.
No, it has something to do with me not wearing, because if I don't wear anything, they win normally.
Yeah, but like your general theory is based upon the wearing, not the not wearing.
Yeah.
And so you not wearing and them losing doesn't necessarily prove anything per se.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's true.
And so now I must push your superstition even further.
Okay.
That not only did you not wear something and they lost, but you did wear something and they won, but it was pants.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
That's the first you didn't even think about that?
Well,
it was just pants. It was nothing here. You've done the hat, you've done the shirt, you've never done just pants. It was pants.
Well,
you can wear pants and they can win.
See, but here's the thing. Sometimes it contradicts each other. Like there was one time where I wore a red tank top and a Niners hat whenever the Niners played. The Niners ended up winning. So maybe the two things contradict itself, because that night, it was the day of, I wore a Colts sweatshirt because it was cold outside. I wore a Colts sweatshirt and Colts pants. So I wore
you have to wear two things, two items.
Contradict. Yes.
And pants count as two because they're two legs and it's already plural?
No, because I wore a sweatshirt that day.
Oh.
It was like 12:30 in the morning.
With the Steelers win. Got it.
Yes, it was 12:30 in the morning, but I still wore something that day.
Oh, okay. So it was after midnight.
Yeah. And anything after midnight. It is.
Your superstitions are
I don't think I'm
complicated
a
here.
little stitious. I think I'm very superstitious.
No, I think you are too.
Yeah.
I think you are too. By the way, I believe that video, that short, is our most viewed short that we've made so far.
Yeah. Let's go. Love it.
Oh, we got to try to make the kicking one that way to get McAfee's attention on it. That
Are
just
we?
went live.
When,
So
whenever I come home Friday, you wanna kick on the Robinson Field, take a video, and put it on here?
I don't know if Robinson has a game.
Robinson doesn't have a game, but Waco Christian does, and I know I'm closer with Waco Christian, so they'll let me
Oh,
kick
I got you.
on
I
Friday.
understand.
I don't. It's just an idea. We'll see.
Just to throw it out there. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. All right. Well, there you go. That's that.
Yes.
As we mentioned, we are foregoing our normal update from the South as the Colts play the Jaguars and the Titans have a bye week. There's not as much to talk about. We will discuss the recent and upcoming AFC South games in our unstable picks to pick 6 tomorrow. And of course, we will have our preview of the Jags game at the end of the week.
Yep. So far this season, the Colts defense gashed by the run in the first two games against Houston and the Packers. Then they contained the Bears' attack pretty well and come up with 3 turnovers in that game and getting another 2 turnovers against the Steelers. And they won the turnover battle 2-0. In the Bears game, they just won it by 1. Still a win in the turnover battle, and it's crazy how the Steelers kept in it that much. The score did not show a 2-0 turnover battle.
Well, I mean, you got to do everything you can and then make kicks. You got to make those kicks.
Spencer.
Offensively, Anthony
Anytime
Richardson amazed. Sorry, go ahead.
Anytime kicks are mentioned, you do your Jennifer Lawrence. Anytime kicks are mentioned, I'm just Spencer. Spencer.
Okay,
Spencer.
all right. Shane Steichen confirmed again that Matt Gay is our kicker, and Matt Gay even did a presser of his own and talked about his trajectory angle and blah 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 mental and meh. I will admit he's very convincing. He's I imagine it's very easy to sit down in a room with him and have him convince you that he's still the dude. Man, if there's something in that contract, you can cut that money out, and you can go with the young guy who can boot the tail out that thing. Let's go,
Spencer.
Offensively, Anthony Richardson amazed everyone with his deep ball with 2 huge touchdowns in week 1, but threw 2 interceptions against the Bears. Then looked amazing before getting knocked out of the Steelers game.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, it is a day-to-day, which is better than just straight out. Same with JT. I believe it would be a day-to-day thing as well. That's just kind of how an ankle sprain is. Sometimes you wake up, you feel good. Sometimes you wake up, if you don't feel good. And like an abdominal and oblique are probably hard to tell. It's probably just how are you feeling type of thing. And AR just has to know his body, be honest, say, hey, I'm not feeling 100%. I don't think I can go. Then let the coaches know so then they can game plan for Joe Flacco. So, a day-to-day for both those guys is better than straight out or questionable. So, I mean, it's a lot of people look at that and go, ugh, but I look at it from the bright side and go, hey, at least it's only day-to-day. It could be a lot worse.
Yep.
And then the offensive line is one of the best in the league. I have said the best in the league. And Jonathan Taylor looks on track to have one of his best years yet. Maybe not 2020, Jonathan, or 22, whatever year it was. Maybe not that year, JT, but
21.
21, right. But we will see about the ankle injury that I talked about that he sustained at the end of the Steelers game.
Yep. Special teams has been just that, with 1 block punt already, and but to the 2 missed 50-yard field goals. raise questions surrounding Matt Gay's long-term viability.
Spencer.
After a rusty week 1, Rigoberto Sanchez looks to be his normal self, booting it and pinning people inside the 20, as is his job.
Yeah.
Your most surprising player thus far. We're gonna go through some superlatives here.
I kind of have.
Would normally this would be like the end of the season, but we do this throughout the season. Quarter of the way through, 4 games in. Who's your most surprising?
I think I have 2, but there's from the same skill position here.
Okay.
MPJ and Adonai Mitchell, both because they're not performing to expectations.
Oh, okay.
I mean, MPJ obviously had a big game this past week, but it was week 4, and it was his first big game. Adonai Mitchell has not had a game at all. You look at he was supposed to go before Brian Thomas Jr., I'm pretty sure, or one of those LSU Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas, one of those guys. They're both performing better than he is. He's a better receiver than Xavier Worthy. Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball, but still, that doesn't mean you can't perform well. I think he's had 1 or 2 receptions all season. He showed good promise in the preseason as well, scoring that touchdown against the Bengals, I believe. So he showed promise in the preseason. We saw what he could do in college. Everyone said that he was a top 5 receiver, but he got picked 11th. And everyone thought he was going to be better than Xavier Worthy as well, but Xavier Worthy's played really well. So I think that's just been a surprise. I don't have to explain much about Michael Pittman, just the fact that he's not on track to have 1,000 yards this season. So,
yeah. So you went a little downer with it. My most surprising player is Nick Cross.
Okay.
I think for a large, I think I'd written him off at he had his shot his rookie year. He kind of blew that and hadn't seen much success since then. But here he is. And, and then, of course, there was he caused the high ankle sprain on Josh Downs in in training camp. And, everybody was like, kick him off the team now, right? They were ready to just, take him behind the woodshed. But he had a conversation with Coach Shane Steichen, and apparently that woke him up, and it woke him up in a big way, because I know you don't want your safety as your number 1 tackler, right? In theory, that means that's bad. But I would say that, yes, they got, they were bad against the run the first couple weeks, but he just even lately, he's got a nose for the ball. He has a knack for being around where the ball is. And that's not a bad thing as a defensive player. Yes, you don't want him to play out of position, but it's not a bad thing to know where the ball is and to get to where the ball is, rally to the ball, So, I mean, he's tied for the lead in the league in tackles with EJ Speed.
Yep. By the way, Zaire.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zaire's number 8 in tackles, if anyone was wondering.
Yeah. EJ gets 1 more game of double-digit tackles. He sets an NFL record for consecutive 10-plus tackles in consecutive games.
Well done to him.
So, he's in a contract year.
Yeah, it's true.
You get the best out of your players in contract years. It's just how it goes.
All
right. That's why you don't pay people too early.
Exactly. Dak Prescott. So we talked about most surprising player. Who's your MVP of the season so far?
My MVP is another person who is in a contract year coming up on the, I believe, the last year of the rookie deal. And it may surprise you. It's not a skill position. Will Fries.
Okay.
Right guard Will Fries. Let me dish out some statistics for you just to help back this up, okay? He is the second highest rated guard according to Pro Football Focus in the NFL. He's the fourth highest run blocking guard and only 5 pressures allowed on 122 pass blocking snaps.
Wow.
Dude is having himself a year. And of course, no one knows this. No one pays attention to this, right? Everybody's all keyed off on Quentin Nelson on the left side because it's Quentin Nelson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's give a little block and give it a thumbs up, right? Like, we know Quentin Nelson. He's been Pro Bowl so many times. Everybody is worried about the tackles, right? Can Braden Smith keep his knee healthy? Can Bernie Ryman continue to grow into that left tackle spot?
Mm-hmm.
Even Ryan Kelly, he's been there the longest, and he's seen so many things. He was way back with Andrew Luck, and he's been through all these quarterback changes. Longest tenured Colt. So when he goes out, everybody pays attention. Nobody pays attention to Will Rise. But he is having himself a year in his contract year. And the line has to work as one, has to work together. And you are only as good as your weakest link. And Will Fries is saying, I ain't that.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Great job.
That's my MVP. What about you? I think I know who yours is, but
I think it's hard not to go with Nick Cross.
Oh.
Who do you think I was going with?
I thought you were going to go with Jonathan Taylor. You're a running back, and you always think with the running back.
I was close. 200-yard games in a row, then a 80 like almost 90-yard game.
Yep.
But he's definitely my runner-up. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know.
Runner-up, nice.
But I don't see how you don't go Nick Cross just with how much he's improved, how much he was needed as well on the team. Like, I would say he's our number one safety right now. Yes, Blackman is great, but Nick Cross is he's like you said, he has a nose for the ball. He wants to get in there. So, I mean, he's leading the league in tackles as a safety, which is crazy. Yes, the first 2 weeks I looked at it because we had a lot of rushing yards against us. I looked at it as like our safety is the number one tackler. These past 2 weeks, we haven't had much rushing on us. So I look at it as, okay, our safety is the number one tackler. That's kind of how I look at it now since we're preventing the run as much. It's just Nick Cross seeing the hole whenever the running back sees it, getting downhill and making the tackle. Like, that's honestly what it is. Huge props to him. He's playing well in the pass game as well. So, I mean, I don't see how you don't give it to Nick Cross.
I like it. All right. It is time to go through the season. The Colts currently sit second in the division at 2-2, behind Houston at 3-1, and the Titans at 1-3 now, and the Jaguars still win this in last place.
Yes. By the way, if the season stopped right now, the Colts are in at the 6th seed.
Yeah, 4 games in.
Because there's so many 2-2 teams.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how many teams are 2-2. Like, good teams as well.
Yeah. 4 games in. Okay.
But still.
Just as a reminder, our preseason predictions, I said 9-8 on the season.
Yep. And I said 11-6. Mine is looking more unlikely, but still not out of question.
Anything's possible. Still, 15-2 is still possible. That's what Pat McAfee said. We're going to the Super Bowl. Bortolini thinks so. Let's run up and down, giving high fives to everybody. Let's go. I don't have the video anymore. I should
Okay.
keep it on here on the regular. Okay. It should just be automatic.
It should just be the thing.
Yeah. So we'll be giving our predictions of the Jaguars game in Jacksonville in our preview at the end of the week. So we will be starting this with the trip to Nashville to take on the Titans. So we will end up with a 16 game total for you because we're not revealing our picks just yet on Jacksonville. Does that make sense? Is that weird?
Yep.
I think
it's a little weird, but it's fine.
It feels vintage.
Works.
It feels vintage and right, honestly. 16 games.
Yeah, it does. Wasn't that long ago, honestly.
I know. All right. All right.
Cool.
Why don't you start us off with the Titans then?
Okay. It's in Tennessee playing the Titans. They're coming off a bye, and then they're in Buffalo playing the Bills right after.
Yes, they just came off of a win in Miami. That was surprising. Mason Rudolph was the quarterback. Now Will Levis injured his shoulder, but he has a week to rest up. And according to the coach, he's still the quarterback. And I don't know. You probably didn't see this. You were busy playing football. But go check out the memes, Billy Jeans has all kinds of memes. Mm-hmm. There's a meme of him crying on the sideline, sitting next to Mason Rudolph. He's wincing in pain, but man, it straight up looks like he is like, give me no more of this game. The Colts swept the Titans last year, and I firmly believe that everyone in the AFC South did everything that they could specifically to beat the Colts, not to beat Houston, but to beat the Colts. I think even Houston did something to beat the Colts, but that won't matter. The Titans went about it the wrong way, and so I think that the Colts will win against the Titans. You?
I think that the Titans just haven't showed enough that they can beat us, so I'm going to go Colts as well.
All right. Next game is the Dolphins. They're also coming off a bye 2 weeks in a row. We got to play somebody coming off a bye, and they play the Cardinals after.
Right now the Dolphins are a little bit beat up. I don't know if Tua. I think if Tua's there, I think we lose that. But if Tua's not there, I think we win it. I'm gonna go on the off chance that Tua is sitting out. Not off chance. I think I'm going to just go off the chance it's Tua sitting out so we get the win there.
Yes. Early in, preseason, I said there's no way. With the way that the Dolphins look now, I thought Tyler Huntley was going to be a difference. He couldn't figure it out. Yeah. And there's something else going on. Is this the Dallas Clark is being inducted into the Ring of Honor this day, I believe.
Okay.
So I think Colts feed off that energy. I mean, there's no better representative of maybe the entire Colts history, honestly, than Dallas Clark. So they get a win.
That's a bold statement, but okay, we'll go with it.
Hey,
Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dwight Freeney,
I'm talking about the toughness.
Manning.
I'm talking about the toughness. I'm talking about the catches. I'm talking about the blocking. I'm talking about like Big Ten football coming from Iowa, undrafted. I think he was drafted. I don't know, but and then catching balls with no gloves, with tape on the fingers,
Okay. That makes sense.
Just my call. I mean,
next game.
Yep.
Is they go to Houston again. They're coming off the Bills, Patriots, and Packers all in a row. So they get to go back home after 2 road games, play in their hometown, and then right after that, they play on Halloween in New York against the Jets on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I think that they might get a little. I'm betting that they're going to get caught between the Packers and the Jets on a short week and already be caught up in that. And so, plus the Colts need a little payback. So I'm going to go win on that one as well. You?
See, it's Houston. They're a good team. But I don't think we can get swept by Houston, so I think we get it done.
All right. Next game is at the Vikings. They've got the Jets, the Lions, Thursday Night Football in LA. So they come off kind of the mini bye, and then they go to the Jaguars right after. So 2 AFC South teams in a row for them, but they look like they're cooking right now. Do you think they'll still be cooking at the beginning of November?
I think they will. I think it's in Minnesota as well. It's a hard game. I think we're going to end up losing that.
Yeah. Return to the scene of the crime of the biggest comeback in NFL history. And the Brian Flores defense, like I said, it scares me. So that's a loss for me.
Yeah. And then we play the Bills in Indianapolis. So it's not going to Buffalo. Last time we played them, JT had 5 touchdowns against them.
In the regular season, yes. Is that right?
Did we play we played in the playoffs that same season?
No. The 5 touchdown game was the year after the playoff game with Carson Wentz as quarterback.
Yeah, so it was the last time we played the Bills.
Yep.
And so what do you they're coming off of the Titans at Seahawks and then Dolphins, and then they got to play the Chiefs right after. So they're stuck between Dolphins and us. Chiefs, not us.
Once again, we're catching them between 2 home games, between the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Road game. There's a blueprint out there now with the Ravens of how to beat the Bills, right? So go to that film. Watch
you know what
film.
you know what you do? You run the ball and keep running the ball.
Yeah, right.
You know what we're good at? We're good at that.
Right. I mean, for the longest time in the AFC South, let alone the entire NFL, it was Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor. Boom, 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 boom. Right. And so let's do that. Just go to the Ravens tape. By then, there may be more ways to win on the Bills. Let's do it. Let's get it done. I think they get the dub.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think JT's going to run up another storm on them. Let's go. W.
All right. And then the only primetime game that the Colts have all season, they go on Sunday Night Football and play the Jets in their first trip to MetLife this season. The Jets will be coming off at the Patriots, the Texans on that Thursday Night Football, and then at the Cardinals, but they have a bye right after that.
Yep. So I think they kind of they're just going to kind of lock in for our game because they got a bye right after. So I don't think it's the greatest spot to be put in. Now, my problem is we struggle with teams that have a high profile running back. The Bears did not have that, and the what's it called? And the Steelers didn't necessarily have that either. They're not.
Okay.
They're more of a multiple running back attack.
I got you.
The Packers definitely had that. The team from Houston had that as well. Joe Mixon burnt us last year. Or the year before, whatever it was. So the teams we got smoked by had a really good running back. I sadly think that trend is going to continue because they have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. They have 2 really good running backs.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a loss for us. You know, you can't win them all. Although, I mean, I think we definitely have a shot to. I mean, every team technically has a shot to do it, but you know, I think we have a good team.
I'm with you that I think the possibility is very real, and the Colts have had a notoriously bad streak of underperforming on primetime games within the past several years, and I would not like that to continue. I would like for the Colts to come out, and I think they could. There's blueprints out there. I mean, the Broncos just beat the Jets. There's blueprint out there. You can beat the Jets. It's not a big deal. Know that Aaron Rodgers likes to spread the ball, but put pressure in his face, even as old and the game has slowed down, he's still not gonna like Latu coming up in his grill.
Yep.
But I think just for the sake of where I'm at with everything, with how many wins I got so far, I'm like, they're gonna lose somewhere in there. So
Yeah.
it's more of a they can't win them all kind of deal for me.
Mm-hmm. They have another hard game next against the Lions. It is at home, though. The Lions are coming off 2 straight road games, the Packers in Houston, and they go back, play against the Jaguars at home, come to Indy, play us, and then right after they play the Bears on Thursday, I believe, for Thanksgiving.
Yep. Another short week after us team. I like that. Plus, you know what else I like? This is the Indiana Knights game. Look good, feel good, play good. And I think they're going to come out with the win on this one.
Really? That's a big win.
I know. I think the combination of the uniform and the Lions having their Thanksgiving thing, on a short week kind of puts that in a good spot.
I would love to be hopeful like that, but I think I'm going to be more the Debbie Downer here. The Lions are a good team. I don't know if they beat the Seahawks. I haven't checked the score yet. As of right now, they're probably finished.
They did.
Ah, man, Seahawks aren't undefeated anymore. It's okay.
Nope.
But last time I checked, it wasn't even really close. But the Lions are just a good team. So I think the Lions are going to get it done.
All right. Next
Lions
game,
definitely Super Bowl contenders this year.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Next game is at the Patriots, December 1st, up in Foxborough. The Patriots are coming off at the Bears, Rams at home, at the Dolphins, and they have they go out to Arizona to play the Cardinals after that. What do you think?
The Colts are not going to lose 3 straight games this season, and they're sure enough not going to lose 3 straight games, and the third being against the Patriots. I hate the Patriots. The Colts are winning that game.
It's Foxborough in December.
We beat the Bills
but
later.
The Patriots, listen. The Patriots' offensive line is absolute garbage, and
by then Buck will be back.
Our backups beat down the Steelers, and I imagine by this time Buck's going to be back, and
we'll have our full-fledged.
Quiddy will probably be back. We're going to be clicking, and so that's going to be beat down the Steelers. Bye week after that, and then
I think the bye week is definitely going to be a win for sure.
Especially that late in the season, it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be a win. And then they play in Denver against the Broncos. The Broncos are also coming off a bye, and they have the Chargers, a divisional matchup right after.
Yes, third team this season coming off a bye. Not a fan. Do not like it, especially going to play in that altitude at that time of the year to a team that already we played in the preseason, and they have a blueprint of how to beat us and the people to do it. It's a loss, I think, right here.
Okay.
Coming off a bye, both of us coming off a bye.
I think if it was just them coming off a bye, I think I'd give them the win. And plus, we are notorious for playing bad against the Broncos, I think, especially these past couple of years. Like that Thursday night football game a couple of years ago was a massive dud. 12-9. We won 12-9. What type of game is that? But I think since we're both coming off a bye, I believe that Shane is going to do something for the players during that bye week, and we're going to get a reignited fire under us. I think we get a win in that week.
All right. You mentioned that game was on Thursday night, right? And that was the terrible matchup, Thursday night football, the first season where Al Michaels was doing it on Prime Video. And then this season, like, been pretty good, but then that last game, what was it? The last Thursday night
Cowboys
game,
and Giants.
yeah, was like complete laundry all over the field. Almost like seemed like every play had a flag on it, or at least every other play, and you just feel the agony in Al Michaels' voice as he's like, flag again. Oh wow, there's 3 flags on that. Like, yeah, poor guy had to do that whole season a couple years ago, and now he's got this game with the laundry all over the place. Just can't get a break on Thursday night football. Next game is the Titans at home. They're coming off of at the Commandos, Jaguars and Bengals at home, and then they got to go to the Jags again right after us. So that's 3 AFC South games within 4 weeks and 2 against the Jaguars.
I think the Titans are going to be at that point in the season where they're going to need a loss. They're going to be tanking for a good draft spot, is my opinion on that. Just with the way the season started, they are 1-3. Although they're not the bottom of the division,
not right now.
Anyways, that's besides the point. The point is they're going to be tanking, so they're going to lose accidentally.
Got it.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
So they're tanking at that
yeah,
point. So we
I'm yeah, I'll say they get the win. The Colts do. I was like, maybe the Titans will come up with reason to do this, but let's go with another sweep. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Next game is in New York, playing the Giants this time. So we go to New York twice. So they coming off Saints, Ravens, and then at the Falcons as well. And then they played the Eagles right after us. So they're kind of in a hard stretch of games there because all 4 of those teams are decent teams.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a sneaky loss because of some weather stuff that might happen. And in the middle of maybe needing some stuff here and maybe having some kind of outside shot at the playoffs maybe that they have. So I'm just gonna throw a loss out there. They can't all be wins, right? So there you go.
Yeah, I think this will be a sneaky loss as well. I think at that point we're gonna be either out of the playoffs or not safely in the playoffs, but need like one more out of the 2 last wins. I think we're going to be preparing more for a Jacksonville game, which is right after this. So I think this is going to be like a sneaky loss, kind of like you said.
All right. Last game. Jaguars at home. They play the Jets at the Raiders and the Titans right before us.
What
do you think?
We have ended off the season pretty bad the past couple of years. I think I say this every year, I'm pretty sure, but I think this is the year that we change that. I think this is the year we end up on a win, even if we're not in the playoffs. I think we end this year off on a win.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and tabulate my things here. That puts me at 6.
You didn't even say what you had in this last game.
I know, but I'm setting this up. So that puts them at 9. My record puts them at 9-6.
Yeah, my record puts them
4 here.
My record puts them
so
at 10-6.
that puts me at 9-6 going in here. You had them winning the
I
Jaguars,
had
right?
them winning. Yep, which puts me at a total of 10-6, including this past game.
Right.
Not including
That
the Jaguars game.
puts me at 9-6 coming into this game. You same way, just different ways to go about it. I think they lose this one.
Okay, wait. So if we're filling in the blanks, that's 9-7. Are you sticking with your preseason prediction? Don't say the answer. It's a rhetorical question.
I can't say the answer because we're getting to it another time.
Yep.
Yep. But that's and
I guess you won't know mine either.
I will also admit that maybe I was a little overconfident in some of these games here. A little underconfident in some, a little overconfident in some. I think that balances out.
Yeah.
But it is the Colts who always seem to disappoint me just a touch more than I think they should have. Yep. So maybe I need to adjust it a little bit more in there somewhere. But
yeah,
I'm gonna stick with what I got. So 9-7, and then you can fill in the blank with whatever you want at the end of the week.
I am 10-6, and you can also check back for that episode to see how we predict there.
It'll be up on Friday.
Yep.
But that's it for today. We'll be back with our unstable pick 6 tomorrow. Later this week, we'll have Fantasy Stable and our preview of the Colts trip to Jacksonville to take on those Jaguars in the second AFC South game of the year.
Yep. This is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.